Welcome back, everybody, Automotive Inc. Today we're going to be working on a 2015 Kia Sorento. Now this will be the similar car to the Hyundai Santa Fe from the same era, which I believe it's 13 to 17 when this kind of changed after that. Now this is the 3.3, but it'll be working on the 4-cylinder also. And what we're going to be addressing is this weird steering wheel knock. You can kind of hear it in there. And when you're driving, when the electronic assist steering comes in and it's really light, this thing has really unnerving thunk inside the actual steering system. So before we get started, if you don't mind, smash the subscribe button. Helps my small channel. Thumbs up, notification bell, and I will link this down below. Now this can be a DIY type thing, so if you have the tools at the house, you can get it done. Now, this vehicle went to Kia to get diagnosed, which they said it was the intermediate steering shaft. And you're probably saying, well, what the hell is a steering shaft? Well, this is our new one here, guys. So inside the car, just above the firewall, inside the driver's side floorboard, this intermediate shaft connects to the lower part of the steering system, and the upper part connects to the actual steering wheel itself. Now, over time, these little U-joints can wear out, causing the thunk. Now, Kia said that's what it was, and they estimated it to be around $1,700 to fix. Now, this part alone off of the Zon was less than $85. So, if you're willing to do it and you have the tools, then I would say you most certainly can give this a shot. Now, I also confirmed, I had my wife sit in there with the car running and wiggling the steering wheel, and I reached up in there and I grabbed the upper shaft. And when I grabbed it, the thunking stopped. Now you might be saying, can I repair this by swapping out these little baby U-joints? Well, it's a little bit harder than just doing that. One, you're going to need a press to get these out. But two, the harder concern is usually when you have a U-joint in your driveline, you have a spring clip in here retaining this back edge of the U-joint. And instead, they crimp the edges. So you would have to somehow get this undone and figure out a way to crimp it equally in pressure. And so I don't find that that's going to be something that most people can do, especially if you don't have a shop press in your garage. And by the time you drive somewhere and have them actually press it in for you, I see that costing way more than this piece alone. So you can do you if you want to try that. But we're going to go ahead and get in here and dismantle the lower part of the dashboard. I have some other stuff I need to get done in here anyway, so I'm going to take it off. I do believe it's going to ease the ability to put this in versus trying to leave all the plastics in and try and get this steering shaft out of here. So I'm going to break out the tools and we'll go step by step on how to get it done. So first things first, we're going to pull off the OBD fuse panel thing. You're going to pull it just straight out. And then set these aside, guys, because you're going to need to get your body all the way in here. Way back there, though, you can see the shaft itself. So we're going to work on getting back to that, of course, but we want to have as much access. And when we're in here, I'm also removing an aftermarket blind spot monitoring system that no longer works. It's kind of on the fritz. So next we need to get a Phillips head screwdriver and remove this screw and that screw over there. All right, next you want to take your, I'll link these down below, guys. You got to get these. You don't want to be prying on these. You can see where somebody's pried on this prior with a some type of metal utensil, but that's the first prying point. This thing's clipped in, so we need to just pull this rubber back a smidge. And then we need to unclip this little panel here to get to the access screws. So we're going to pull this rubber back even a little bit more, so we're not prying against the plastic to get it out. Now we're going to set this aside. And yeah, you're going to want these for your garage. All right, once you get that panel off, guys, there are 3 screws. 1, 2. You don't have to remove this one. And there's like a little retaining clip down here that you'll want to pry back with your thing. And then it's clipped behind this panel. So you shouldn't have to remove that because you can just slide it out. You can pick this up with your finger and unhook it, and we're going to pull this out and set it aside. Now the OBD connector has 2 pinch clips on the side here. You're just going to push those with your plastic tool and set it back to the hole. All right, now we got the panel out, guys. You're going to remove a 10 millimeter here, 10, 10, 10, 10, and a 10. We're going to pick up this bracket. That's where it's got a little hanging tab here, and we're going to remove this bracket. All right, guys. Now, one thing that I'm going to recommend you trying for sure, these shafts down in here
have a spline type connection with the shaft that it's on. And what they do is this collapses in the middle. So before you get too crazy, the new one that I'm gonna link below, it's a 13 millimeter. The other one, the OEM one, is a 12 millimeter. And down in here, if I can get my light around here, you can see it right there with the pink, just there on the left of the yellow marking. There is a 12 millimeter bolt. Up top here, you can see that's where it collapses. And then right up there, there is also, you can see that blue mark, there's actually another 12 millimeter. And what I did is, it's already going to potentially come out anyway to replace it. I literally tightened it. It hadn't moved up and down on the shaft any, so it didn't need to go further up on the splines. I tightened it and the thunk stopped. Now, I've driven the car since then. This video is kind of a tag on to where we started. Put about 2,000 miles, the thunk is gone. So here, that's the actual key catch, or the lock for the steering wheel. The thunk's gone. I was able to send the part back. So I didn't even have to take it off. Now, to remove it, obviously, you'll take your 12 millimeter, loosen up both the bolts, and you're gonna kind of just collapse that down that shaft that we saw that was inside that. And you'll see the new one. And I would encourage you to go ahead and just get in there and see if you can tighten it and see if it goes away. If not, then you order the part. You go down the link, you order the part, you get it there, and then you take it all down. You can reach both the bolts without taking the dash apart. I had to take some other stuff out of here. That's stupid aftermarket sonar system wasn't working. So I was already in there anyways, and I was prepared because I had the part there while I had it all apart. But in reality, you can try tightening up. You're just getting a box end wrench. It's gonna be hard to get a socket wrench in there. Box end wrench is this. And just give it a tight. You don't have to go crazy torquing it, because you got to imagine that steering shaft that it's attaching to, that intermediate shaft is attaching to, probably has a couple hundred little splines in it. And splines are like these grooves, and then there's like an upside down triangle and a new piece that goes in those grooves. Well, when you have 100 of them and it's rocking, it can make a pretty good thunk, apparently. So give it a tighten and see what happens. After that, all you got to do, if it doesn't fix it and you can actually feel that U-joint buckling, then go ahead and just pull the shaft out. Remember not to move the steering wheel while you have that piece out at all, because it'll turn the splines a little bit and then your steering wheel could be off center. Easy fix, you just take off the top again, straighten the steering wheel, have somebody hold the steering wheel, put it on there and tighten it up. But that was actually just the fix. So we actually did it for, Kia said it was bad and needed, like I said, $1,700 or something for it. And we fixed it for a half hour of our time, taking the dash apart. But in all reality, you don't have to if you just want to try tightening those up. But then again, it's going to be a plug and play. You pull the bottom part off. Remember the orientation of the old one versus the new one. You slide it on there, tighten it up, get it nice and tight. Thunk's going to be gone. But try that tightening technique first. And then, like I said, if you're going to try and knock it out all in one day, then get the part from the Zon. It's about $400 or $500 part if you're going to order it from Kia. But literally, you can have the part there, be ready to go. If that doesn't work, you'll know very quickly. But that was the simple fix, guys. This is a very expensive repair if you're going to have Kia do it, or even potentially just anybody else do it. Because like I said, if you don't buy the part off the Zon, which seems to be about the same quality as the other part, but hell, it's an annoying thing that I didn't like. And again, at Automotive Inc., I try and find you guys ways to save your money, get rid of your headaches, get rid of obnoxious things you don't dig. And we sure did on this one. It worked good. Again, parts link below if you find out yours is actually bad. And I'll catch you on the next one.